I rise today again to discuss the Defence Forces and the press fest there is around what has happened in Limerick. There is no workplace in this country that is immune from bullying in the workplace, from harassment in the workplace. 8 years ago, I raised it in this House to bring bullying in under criminal offences. I never wanted to speak about my own experience publicly. I was bullied and bullied severely, and I'm not a small, insignificant individual. The result of it was when I took the matter in hand and went through the process, I finished up in an office for 7 years away from the school I taught in and a classroom outside the school with a principal that was not allowed to engage with me under any circumstances. So bullying happens everywhere. People get horrible lives in this country. And what happens is too many people shut their eyes to what's going on. So let's not just crucify the Defence Forces, because tomorrow morning, if there's a national disaster in this country, the first people we will turn to is the Defence Forces. When COVID hit this country and we needed people to go out there and put their lives at risk, it was the medicals, it was the Defence Forces who did it. They did it willingly every time. Today, 300 of our soldiers are in the Lebanon, and the Israelis are lining up on the border ready to attack in Lebanon. It's our soldiers who'll be there. And damn me, we should be proud of the men and women that serve in uniform in this country and not go to lynch every single one of them because of the actions of a small few. Any civil servant in this country who commits a criminal offence is not obliged to report it. They're not obliged to report it. The standard for the military is set much higher than it is set for any other organisation in the state. And if we're going to talk about the military, if we're going to talk about the Defence Forces, then let's talk about the failure of politics to review Defence Force regulations and to ensure that the regulations are commensurate with what's required in modern society. Just because one thug walks downtown and hits out at an innocent lady, let's not blame every single guy or girl who ever wore a uniform. I wore my uniform proudly. Last Saturday I was in Galway with Ancéad Cahalán Costa, and I was proud to be there with the men and women I served in the Defence Forces with. And I am really, really asking our journalists, if you want to have a fest about bullying in the workplace or about sexual harassment or sexual inappropriate behaviour, then look at the prison service, look at the Gardaí, look at health, look at education, look at every workplace in the country, look at every political party in the country, look at every organisation in the country. It's going on everywhere. Let's be a little bit more honest in our dealings. Thank you.
Senator Craughwell raised again the issue today of the Defence Forces and the scrutiny of the Defence Forces as an organisation in relation to the O'Brien and Crotty case. I would certainly agree with the Senator's remarks. I think there is an unfair level of criticism being levelled at our Defence Forces and serving members, notwithstanding that there are some bad individuals that unfortunately are wearing the uniform or have worn the uniform. But that should not be used to tarnish the good name and reputation of every other serving member that is serving their country with distinction. And you rightly mentioned those serving in the Lebanon in very precarious position and a dangerous position. And I do think that the scrutiny has been unfair, in my view, in that there are thousands of people serving in our Defence Forces, and many more thousands have served and are deeply disturbed by that case as well, and equally supportive of Natasha O'Brien and justice in our system.